Hey Cardfighters, Ryan here from Vanguard Central, and welcome to the very first episode of Cardfighters Network.
Stand up, Vanguard!
So this is a brand new web series that we're going to be starting. The main goal of this web series is to extend knowledge for all competitive players and to inform you guys about what decks are topping in either USA and Japan, future sets that are going to, make or break some clans, or also provide more strong support for some decks, and then also possible meta speculation. So this is pretty much geared towards a lot of people who are really competitive in the game of Vanguard, and so we're hoping that we can be at least of some help and let you guys know what's going on around the world for multiple events or whatever's going on. So let's go ahead and get started, because I do have a couple things open up here for you guys. Actually, two things. This is going to be on cmd/sg.blogspot.com. A pretty cool, neat website where they have a few deck samples from the latest set that's coming out. And so this one I chose G-BT06 since, in fact, in about 2 weeks, we do get the set. So next week is actually sneak peek on the 18th, and then 25th is this actual release. And so it's pretty cool because it has a few deck lists, like possible decks for the new set, for each clan as well. So I can break it down. So we have Royal Paladin, we got the Nova Grapplers, we have Shadow Paladin, of course, we have also, what was the other one? Neo Nectar, and Grand Blue. So there's some bigger ones there. Did I miss anything? Royal, Shadow, Nova, Pale Moon, there you go, Pale Moon, that's the one. And Neo Nectar, Nova Grappler. So we got 6 clans in here, it's pretty neat. The other tab I have opened is a few deck recipes from tournaments that happen in Japan. And so this one's pretty cool because it's a few tournaments that were about 96, 74 people. Forgive my Japanese if it's still kind of rusty. But yeah, so I'll go into a little bit of detail on what decks we're topping there. So we have like Royal Paladin, for example, which were the top 2, which I believe were the Thing Blaster builds. And we have some Shadows, and then Gear Chronicle, and so on. So let's go ahead and get started with the G-BT06, the deck samples. So for the first one, everyone's been waiting for Brave. And it's going to be the Ultimate deck. Focus really along Ultimate and Transcending the Heavens. Me personally, I don't know if you guys know, but I was not really a fan of Transcending the Heavens, just because I was really hyped for it to be a restander, which unfortunately it didn't become one. But that's honestly not really a big deal. And so going into the main deck, it's of course going to be running 4 Ultimate and then 4 of the Model Knight Orhan, which is going to be the Brave guy, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, forgive me if I have to go back and forth. But yeah, he's the Brave guy who, if it's in Brave, your whole front row gets plus 3k. So it's pretty good because it's like a super cross ride. It's where you're Vanguard and the front row gets plus 3k if you have the low hand size. So it's pretty good to sit on him late game just in case you can't, have enough hand, because Brave is such a weird mechanic where you need 3 or less cards in hand. So it's kind of like you got to go super risky, or you just don't have any Brave skills. So that's why I'm not really a fan of Brave. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Brave, how you guys feel down below. Leave it down below in the comments, guys. Because me personally, I'm not really a huge fan of it. It seems kind of scary, because if you don't kill him that turn when you go for all your Brave skills, then that means you're going to probably lose the next turn, because you only have about 4 to 5 cards in hand or less. So that's pretty scary. For the 4th deck, this is the deck that I'm most excited for. This right here is the super deck. This has been topping everywhere in Japan. Not really, just like a couple places. But it's Secret Thing, Saber Dragon, and Majesty Lord. So with the new set that came out, or is coming out for set 6, Lu is going to be ridiculously strong, just because of its ability to tutor out your grade 2s. And also it swings for super numbers, and you get to unflip with Blaster Blades and Bark Goals, and then you also get to fill up the soul. Like, it's just all around good. It makes Thing Saber ridiculous, because the consistency is just up like tenfold. And so you can easily do a double restand in a game, and that can pretty much kill you. So this is actually going to be a deck you want to look out for. This is going to be really strong on top of the Raging form. So next, guys, we do have Shadow Paladin. Shadow Paladin is going to be super scary. I think Card Protagonist, shout out, he just made a match of, was it Diablo versus Raging Form? And oh gosh, Raging Form is just ridiculously strong. I don't know if you guys know how fast it is. Look up Card Protagonist, and his latest match for Raging Form versus Diablo is just ridiculous. So anyways, as I was saying, this is going to be the Diablo deck where Vortimer makes Diablo a lot more consistent, just because you get to tutor out your ones very easily. And then also with the help of Dark Saga Painter, you can also tutor out grade 2s, and it gets you a little bit of extra hand also. So I feel like Diablo is going to be a really strong deck come set 6. But really, we're going to want to wait and keep an eye out for Revengers, because Revengers, the speed of Raging Form is just ridiculous. So this one is a Raging Form deck. This one does not run Abyss though. I'm a huge fan of Abyss. You can get away with running like 4 Raging Form and 3 Abyss. You can run actually 7 grade 3s in it, because it's still very consistent. Oh, guys, if you guys didn't see, the Legend just got released. Oh, it's so good. But we can talk about that later on another video. And so, like I said, Raging Form is just super good just because of Revenger Dark Breath Angel, which when it dies, if you have a Revenger Vanguard, you can search for a 1, call it to rear. So it enables you to do double restands, even triple restands with Raging Form if you can hit that. And what's good is because mana makes it ridiculous. This is a weird deck because it's running Rukia. You would want to take out Rukia, I guess, because you can just get away with running 4 mana, 4 Dark Breath, 4 BDRs, or 3, even 3 BDRs, because mana is just too good in this deck where you can tutor out your ones like nothing. So this is kind of like a weird deck. This guy, why are you not playing this guy? So if you guys check out his skill, when the unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Revenger Vanguard, counterblast a Revenger, search for a unit on the same as your Vanguard circle. So you're guaranteed another copy of Raging Form. Why are you not playing this card? Okay, these guys. This deck, let's throw it in the trash. Trash. Anyways. Then we have a few more like Diablo decks and Claret Sword. Claret Sword has proven to be not really scary at all. Just because it tutors out your ones, but it doesn't have much going for you besides Diablo and Doom. So your strides are doing all the work, whereas Revengers, you have just like the whole shebang. You go Stride, you go Limit Break, you go Legion. Disgusting. So those are the type of decks you want to look out for, guys. It's basically, it has a trifecta. You got Legion, you got Stride, and you got Limit Break, or even like Cross Ride, whatever. If it's consistent and it has those 3 elements, it's most likely a good deck. So moving on to Nova Grapplers. Nova Grapplers, we do have Victor, which I feel like is going to be super good. If you guys don't know about that new grade 1 that's coming out, basically double 4Ks to something, to 2 units. Let me look it up. Oh, that thing is just so dirty. I think it's a singular or a common. Is it Malayaki? Yep, found it. Okay, so this one. If you have a Victor Vanguard, when all of your units in the same column when this stands from an effect of one of your cards, it gets another skill that when it attacks a Vanguard, choose 2 units, they get plus 4K. And it's free. You don't even need to do anything. You just have to restand it. Okay, let me see. Victor skill, Cool Hank, Sazanda's on top of that. So you're just getting like super big numbers on top of multi-attacking units before triggers. Why? This is just ridiculous. I'm actually scared of Nova Grapplers coming back again. I'm actually not too sure what decks have been topping that were Nova Grappler related, but I know for a fact that they're going to be pretty scary if they can pull off all these combos. So Victor's going to be a deck you want to look out for also. I believe that Beast Deities did get a little bit of support. So I think it's Jackal Lord was that new grade 2 that people were talking about. And I think it's like kind of free. Let me double check where it is. Found it. Lord is a common guy. So, skill. When this unit is placed on rearguard, counterblast 1, and it gets a skill. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose another rearguard with Beast Deity, and then stand it. And it gets plus 3K. So on attack, it gets to stand something else. So that's actually really good, because a lot of Beast Deities do get powered up as they stand. And on top of that, this is 1 per turn. Okay, it's not really that. It's still a really good card for Beast Deities, at least, because it adds a lot more pressure on Ethics Buster Catastrophe. So you want to look out for this deck also. It's kind of like, it has the early game potential. If they can get Limb Breakout, or even if they can Stride out, this has early game power now, just because it's not GB related, or restricted, or anything like that. After Beast Deities, we do have Risers. Risers do get a new Legion, but it's not as good as Mega Flare, because you still want to be playing your Cat Butlers. So risers, I don't think you're gonna be looking out too much for them, but they do get a little bit of support, so they could be like up there. And then next we got some Pale Moon support. Pale Moon didn't get a lot. They did get that new curtain call announcer, Mephisto. So it is Magia. You get to unflip one copy of anything from the G zone and turn it face up. Until end of turn, it gets 1k. Or all units get plus 1k for each Mephisto. So that's pretty neat, because if you do it multiple times, you get a nice little power up. And then choose up to 1 card for every 2 face-up cards in the with the Magia ability in G zone, which is only Mephisto as of now. You call the chosen cards separate rearguard, and they get plus 5k, and then at the end of the turn, you put them back into the soul. So you do get some free cards, and this is a double R, which isn't bad at all. So you I guess you kind of need something else to unflip it. I don't remember if another Pale Moon unit unflips it, because you can't do it as a first one, because it's for every 2 face-up with Magia. Weird. But yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so Harry, I guess it's kind of not really much of a deck you gotta look out for. It doesn't have that much of an early game compared to, for example, Nightmare Dolls, where you can do all those super combos pretty early, and if you rush them hard. So I guess Nightmare Dolls have a bit of advantage in that side. But otherwise, Harry's a pretty strong deck where they can get a lot of multi-attacks off, but if you play it wrong, then you can easily die to Shadows, just because you'll get Diablo'd like that. So like I said, guys, if you guys want to check this out, leave a like down below. I mean, not a like, leave a comment, and I'll also put this in the description so that you guys can check it out for yourselves. And next we got Grand Blue. Yay! This is what a lot of us have been waiting for. Grand Blue is going to be super fun, just because they actually get a lot of good stuff. They got a lot of good stuff. So Night Rose is going to be the main GB Stride Break deck. The 4 Night Rose is really good because the starter makes it free. Or where's the starter? Grenache. Because he gets to, when he's placed on rear guard, and if he dies from Hollow skill, then you get to unflip 2 damage. So that's just free. Because you can always tutor over your stuff, you can call over it. And it's really easy, especially with Obadiah, because Obadiah has a first stride. Pick 3 units and mill them like right away. And it's cool because if you mill 2 or more with Hollow ability, then you get to call a normal unit, which a normal Ghosty, which is typically your Stride Fodder, which is the Tommy Ghosty brothers. So that's pretty cool. You get a free unit on the board, and you get to kill and also mill 3. You get to kill your starter. Because it's funny, because in this deck you want your starters to die, so people are gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna play Phantom Blaster Abyss, or I mean Blaster Dark Revenger Abyss, and then boom, they're gonna pop your starter. Like, ah, cool, thanks, man. Now I don't have to work for it. So that's really funny, because Night Rose is actually gonna be a pretty good matchup against most decks that are like control based, because they can't really control the board when you can just bring it back anyways. So another one we're excited for is 7 Seas, where 7 Seas actually I feel like is gonna be the stronger. It has a speed over Night Rose where you have the early game. What makes it really good is Helmsman Nightcrow, because Nightcrow is basically an updated Samurai Spirit, but it's free. So as long as you have a 7 Seas Vanguard. So you just kill one of your rear guards, call me rear guard. It's just like, oh, it's so good, because it makes a stride. You get your permanent units back, so you don't auto lose to Abyss. So that's pretty neat. So 7 Seas is definitely going to be up there with the speed. I don't know how strong they can be, but because they're gonna rely a lot on their rear guards, so lock can also play a part, so where Universe can shut you down. Next for Neo Nectar, we are seeing Bloom. If you guys don't already know, their Bloom Perfect Guard is just ridiculous, where because if you can superior call that Perfect Guard multiple times and you go Bloom, and if you have a playset on board, you get to place it back to your hand. Okay, that's just exaggerating, but you get to bounce your Perfect Cards and you get to use them, which is pretty neat. I think Bloom has the best ability that has to do with Perfect Cards, just because you can use it in, I guess, most Neo Nectar decks, whereas like the Blue Wave, for example, like, yeah, you bounce it back to your hand, but it's only for Blue Storm, which is unfortunate. So Bloom is pretty exciting. This is one you want to watch out for, because Asha is an amazing stride. If you guys don't already know, it's right here. Oh, let's run it through with my computer. There you go. Sorry, my computer's slow. So it's GB2, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and unflip a copy of anything in the G zone. And if you have a Ranunculus Heart, choose a unit, search for the same card as that unit, call it, shuffle your deck, choose up to 4 units with the same card name. They each get +5 for each Asha. So if you have a playset of them on board and you have 3 copies unflipped of the original Ranunculus, then that means you get +15k to 4 units. What? That's a total 60,000 power on the entire board. And then if you have a unit with this on rearguard with the same name as this unit, it gives a crit. What? What? So that's a net +60k to your board, if my math is right. And it gets a crit on top of that. Wow. See, seeing this skill when it was revealed made me think that Ultima was going to be just as good, or just as strong. But Ultima was just like a giant twin sword, which I guess it's not bad. Alright guys, so next round I want to just talk a little bit about the tournaments that were reported. Oh, so this one is the Sakura Vanguard Circuit Series. I believe this was the first tournament. Oh, just kidding, first tournament. First place. First place goes to this one, and it's going to be Royal Paladin, and this is going to be the Thing Blaster build. This is pretty awesome because it's running 4 copies of Secret Thing Saber Dragon. It's got the 1 Ultima and the 1 Magically Lord Blaster. So this one is like very similar to the one I showed you guys earlier from CMD, where it just tutors out your Magically Lord. You get a guaranteed stride or a guaranteed 3, and you just play that grade 2 game like super hard. You can even go to 3 if they try to grade 2 game you, and you use MLB skill to swing at them with 22 plus with crit on top of like against their 19 Vanguard. And it's just scary because right before you do all that nonsense, you do get multi-attacks with Lu. And so that's going to be really scary, and that's why I'm sure it won. After that, we have another Thing Saver deck, except this one is going to be running Alfred Exiv. It has like that 1 tech, but it's still 4 Secret Thing Saver and the other Majesty Lord. So instead of Ultima, you do have Thing Saver. I mean, Exiv. And our third one was the Shadow deck with Raging Form and Abyss. So this one was the 4 and 3. So it's running the 4 mana, 4 Blaster Dark Abyss, and then 4 of the Angel, the Dark Breath Angel. So this is the deck that I'm scared for. I don't play Shadows anymore, but I'm ready for that. Like, I'm not going to play it. I'm ready to play against it because I'm scared. But I'm sure there's a way to play around it. Same with every deck. There's a way to play around it. And then next after that, we have this Gear Chronicle deck. So this gear was, I think this was just like Time Leap variant. Because this is a Chrono Jet Dragon. And it's also got Body. Balif, whatever his name is. So this is running a 7 grade 3 lineup. This is more of history. Yeah, more of like a Time Leap. And you get a little bit of upstream dragons in here. You get Calibum. So this has a little bit of early game. And so Time Leap has actually proven to be a really strong deck. Because it does set up a lot of multi-attacks. And once Gear Chronicle gets rolling, like, it's pretty hard to stop them. Because they get a lot of advantage. Because they can tutor out into a lot of their stuff. Set up a lot of combo plays. And also add a lot of cards to their hand. And then they have next stage to basically punch you in the face, because next stage is just an amazing stride. So after Gears is just another Royal Paladin. I believe this was a Sanctuary Guard. Yeah, this was the 4 Sanctuary Guard. So that one also top. And then we have some Link Jokers. Oh, what the heck is this? Reverse? Oh, reverse. This is Glendios. Glendios top. Weird. This is Chaos Breaker with reverse units. This is weird. I have no idea what's going on here. Reverse Kude Doru. Oh, this is a reverse Cradle. Oh, okay. I still have no idea what's going on here. So this is apparently a deck. You guys can check it out for yourself. I'm gonna leave a link down below to these. So these are weird. So basically that was the first episode, guys. Let me know what you think. If I can improve on this as well. Let me know what you guys thought about the new samples that were coming out for G-BT06, and then also let me know if you guys want to see more tournament reports, anything else that we can talk about here. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like our videos, comment down below if you have any questions about this new web series. It's going to be called Cardfighters Network, and subscribe for more content. Vanguard Central out.